Hi, and welcome back to easyFab Design Studio. We're going to start taking a look at our repeatable swatches, and the first one we're going to look at is personalizing with photos. Now, about several years ago with Fabric Studio, I happened to be playing around with designs, and I came up with this idea of photo fabric, and I fell in love with it along with everyone else, and I started creating fabric designs with placeholders for photographs. And what happens is, as you place these photographs into the fabric designs, and then you repeat them, your photos become seamlessly in your fabric. So it's a wonderful thing to do to make personalized fabric with photos in it. So let's get started. Now, this fabric design is cupcakes, and it has two placeholders. A lot of them have 4, some have 2, so there's lots of different ones to pick from. So this has 2 placeholders, and you can use the same design, same picture, or you can use 2 different pictures, and we're going to use 2 different pictures. So we're going to pick our first one, and I'm going to move this out of the way. And by now you guys have become an expert of actually adding photographs, making them small and large. And what's different about this is you're going to be rotating, doing a lot of rotating when you're working with swatches, because you don't want your photo just facing forward, because it's going to kind of look funny. And so you're going to be rotating your photo and kind of lining it up with different objects in your design. And you're going to want to do it kind of slowly. So rotation is usually 90, and I usually take it down to 5 or 10. And then you're going to manage your layers, and you're going to take your photo and you're going to place it behind your template. Now I might want to just make that photo a little bit smaller to work with. And now I'm going to bring in my second photo. I'm going to browse through that photo. I'm going to pick my second little girl. I'm going to bring her down here. I'm going to make her smaller. So again, it's the same process, same thing in a row. This time I'm going to go my opposite way. I'm going to kind of pick this second cupcake over here and try to line her up with that. And I'm going to manage my layer and place her behind. And she's still a little bit too big, so I'm going to come down, bring it down a little bit more so I can see more of her face, and maybe tweak it just a little bit more. If I wanted to kind of go back up here and maybe take her down a little bit more, her face is a little bit too big compared to the other one, I can do that. Just get it exactly right. Now, if you want to add text to it, you can. I'm going to pick a red. I'm going to add my text. You can add 2 different names if you want. In this case, I'm just going to add BFF for best friends. You can add 2 different names if you want. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to rotate my names I add. So there's a lot of rotations here. So you're going to be, that's kind of like the lesson with repeatable swatches. Again, once you pick your color and your size, I like to do things in 3s, BFF. If you wanted to, you can change the color each time. I don't see a need to, but if you wanted to, you could. You can change the name. You can do whatever your heart desires. Click out, add one more, maybe put something in here. You can change the size if you want. I'm going to move this up right around in here, and then maybe rotate, whoops, just a little bit more and place it here. Now, the next thing you're going to do is save your swatch. Now, if you just want to repeat this design and you don't want to send it out, you're fine with keeping it at 300 dpi, 3 by 3, which is 3 inches by 3 inches, which is normally what our swatches of fabric are. But if you are going to send it out, you need to change the DPI. So at this point, you would save your swatch. This is right where you would change it. You would change it to 150 DPI. And if you noted, your image size is going to go up to 6 by 6. We're going to change this to cupcakes underscore BFF. Now, the first time you change it, at this point, it's going to still keep it as it repeats it at the 300 DPI. It wouldn't go ahead and change it to 150 on your repeat. So this time, you're not going to see the change. You would see it if you brought it back in. So when I go create my design this time, you're going to still see it as a 300 DPI. But this gives you an idea of what your design would look like if you went ahead and sent it out. But it is going to kind of look a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead. I know you're going to hear a beeping noise, but let's go ahead and move this out of the way. And I'm just going to go ahead in to my desktop. And it is called, I have to go look for it. It's BFF. I lost it. But this one I did the same too, so you can just see it. So BFF 150, and I'm just going to kind of take it down here to create a design so you can just see it. And you can see the difference of what a 150 DPI looks like. So that's how to use a repeatable swatch of fabric with 2 different photographs.